In the previous video, we were introduced to a new game mode, the Wave. It was about time that we are gifted with a new game mode that allows us to optimize inputs once again. Now, let's apply this new principle to our current theory of minimum to produce its sequel, complete with an all-new, completely original title, Theory of Minimum 2.
I feel paralyzed.
Now that we've reached our second demon, we'll need to discuss the secret coin requirement of 20 in order to unlock this level before we actually head into it. When I covered Club Step, the number of secret coins we were able to obtain from Minimum Madness to Minimum Adventures was 22. This means that we can already access this level with no issues. Even though we don't need to count anymore, let's count up how many more secret coins we've collected from Club Step onwards. Without using any more inputs, we collect the first coin in Club Step, the second and third coins in Electrodynamics, the first and third coins in Hexagon Force, and all three in Blast Processing. This brings our secret coin total to 30, just enough to unlock Deadlocked. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's begin. We begin by input carrying, so that your icon jumps up to this pillar without using an input. For the remainder of this beginning section, you'll basically need to space out your timings so that you gain enough distance as possible, since you'll want to jump off these platforms while holding. As you reach an orb chain heading into the drop, ensure that you space out your timings so that you completely skip this last pink orb. What'll basically happen is that your icon will clip into this block here, thereby bumping your position upward and changing your momentum safely. Thankfully, you can recorrect yourself from this momentum change as you transition into the ship section. Once you reach the ground, fly up a decent amount and release just before you reach the yellow portal. Allow yourself to fall, ensuring that you aim for this slope block. Start holding once you come in contact with it. This will give you the momentum you need to progress. Keep holding until just after you pass this blue portal and release at this point. This should carry you to the next yellow portal. Begin a third hold input here as well, so that you ascend to the lower platform. This is important for one specific reason. By grinding along the floor here, you can transition into this next UFO section, completely skipping the 0.5 times speed change. Knowing that an increased speed decreases inputs, this will change how we play this section entirely. Simply tap at the points indicated. At 18%, ensure that you begin a hold input just as you exit the blue portal here. By holding down this input, you'll gain just enough height to reach this ball portal. And also, since you are holding, it also allows you to change gravity and land on this upper platform here as the ball, all without releasing once. Thank goodness this platform exists for the purposes of this challenge, as it's honestly not needed for normal play whatsoever. Change gravity as shown and ensure that at 21%, you tap off this platform as late as possible. By aiming for the top right corner of this pink orb, you can completely bypass these two blue orbs and land on the edge of this platform directly, thus saving 2 inputs. Carry on as normal through the rest of this section. Once you transition back into the icon, begin your first few inputs as normal. At 29%, ensure that you begin a hold input off this blue orb at the right time so that you jump off this platform and land conveniently on this corner block just pixels away from the flattened spike, skipping the pink orb entirely and therefore saving an input. Carry on the rest of your inputs as normal, but just ensure that you begin a hold input off this orb at its lowest point. This will give you downward momentum, and therefore distance heading into the ship section. Be sure to follow the mini coin paths precisely here, as you can easily be thrown off your trajectory. As you approach 40% while holding, you'll begin ascending the upside down ship and have to release at just the right moment so that you barely miss these floor spikes. Begin holding as you descend to also avoid these squiggle spikes. You should be able to gain the distance you'll need to hit the floor once again, clearing the floor spikes. Keep holding as you change gravity once more and release once you swoop up a decent amount. You'll land promptly on solid ground as you transition back into the icon. At 44%, hit this blue orb late as you'll need as much distance as possible to execute the next few jumps with the same input. At 46%, hold as late as possible off this block so that you can continue jumping and obtain the distance you'll need to clear this triple spike. Carry on normally as you transition into the first wave. Much like we covered before regarding the wave, You'll need to get as close as possible to the ceiling and floor, utilizing all of the space you possibly can. Just follow the mini coin paths here as a guide. For this ball section, just trust the mini blue coins. You can save 2 inputs here by just rolling off instead of interacting with this block. You'll need to wedge yourself in between the gaps a decent amount in this wave section. Like before, follow the mini coin paths at least to a decent amount and find a path that works best for you. Ensure that you're descending at the top of this ship portal so that you gain the distance you'll need going forward. Perform 2 large swooping motions as the ship shown here, which should carry you into the next slow icon section with 88 inputs in tow. Here's where this theory really starts getting precise. Each mini coin path must be followed precisely in order to ensure that you stay on the optimum path. Therefore, hold and release as shown here. At 74%, ensure that you time your orb inputs in such a way that you bounce off this third one on the top right side. This ensures that you gain the distance you'll need to interact with this blue orb on the far right side. You're also required to do this so that you make contact with the yellow jump orb rather than the ground, which wouldn't give you the height you need to keep holding as you ascend these pillars. Up next comes the infamous ship section, so be prepared. Use your first input to do a light swoop like so, and begin your second input here so that you enter the yellow portal at the bottom. Release at just the right time so that you descend for a bit. Begin another input so that you begin to fly upwards and release at just the right time so that you land on the ceiling here. You'll change back to regular gravity as the icon and soon must head for the third secret coin path. Tap as late as possible off the platform and tap at just the right time indicated here. Begin pulling off the second jump orb so that you jump off this platform dead center. If done correctly, you should be able to land on these blocks here. Tap as you approach the edge of this platform and tap this orb at the point indicated so that you gain as much distance as possible heading into the next UFO portal. Begin tapping at the points indicated here so that you space out your inputs as much as possible. Do the same once you change gravity. It's quite tricky and deceiving at first, but through practice, it'll become more clear how to optimally space your inputs. By doing so correctly, you should reach the top of the wave and mini portals here. You'll have to get quite close to the ground squiggle spikes here so that you begin holding at a point where you won't collide with this slope object. Proceed to do the rest of the section as shown here and tap the orbs. As we slide along the monster's mouth, we bring this theory to a close once and for all with 119 inputs. Our global input counter now reads 1,352. Only 3 levels left to go, all with brand new mechanics. In summary, this level consists of a lot of intricate, precise timings that make this level quite a challenge. I wouldn't say it's the most difficult out of all the levels, but it's surely a theory that warrants your full attention. The sections at the end will likely be the cause of many deaths due to the tight timings of the slow icon, the infamous ship section, this icon timing, and the UFO. I wish you all the best of luck and Godspeed with experiencing what this theory has to offer for yourself. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see all of you next time as we blast off into a new update. Until then, stay safe and peace out.